Hey, what's going on guys? ToTheThird here today, and welcome back to another Minecraft YouTube video. Today in this video, I'm going to be showing you the behemoth of all redstone creations I have thus far built in Minecraft. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so now, some of you are wondering, why is there a pixel art clock behind me? And that's a very good question, but it is there for a reason. The reason happens to be that the device that I built is a working Minecraft redstone clock. I hope you can see now why I say that this is the behemoth of all redstone devices I have built yet. This thing is absolutely massive. It took me about a week to build this thing. Like, I wasn't building it constantly, of course, but it took me about a week to build this thing. And as you can see, it is huge. If you're going to try to build this in survival, you better not have a shortage of redstone torches. Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about the clock. It displays accurate time. Like, when I say accurate, I mean it does lose a little bit of time. And by a little bit, I mean about 1 second an hour. So it's going to be about 1 second off every hour. But that is incredible for being in Minecraft. Like, really, that's cool. When you load up your world for the first time, it's not going to be the right time. I mean, it stops the game and this thing just doesn't work anymore. So you're going to need to readjust this somehow, which is why I've built these handy buttons on the side or on the front here, and I will explain what they do now. This button is the AM/PM switcher, so when you press it, just give it a second, it changes like from AM to PM. So let's just turn that back on again. And then you have two buttons for each following number. The first button is a reset number, so like if it's not 7, if it's like before 7, like if it's a 5, you hit that button, and that will take the 7 back down to, I believe in this case, a 1, because this is this place here. Yeah, it's a 1. And then the adjust number button, which will adjust the number up to the next number in value. So 1 to a 2, 2 to a 3, 3 to a 4, and so on. So there you go. Yeah, I would recommend not spamming these buttons because they don't always work quite right. Just if you put enough space in between, like a couple seconds, then it'll work fine. But as you can see, the following buttons do the same thing. I mean, reset number, adjust number, reset number, adjust number, they all lay down there. Okay, so I'm of course not going to be doing a tutorial of this video. I mean, this thing is huge. So I hope you can see why I'm not going to be doing a tutorial. I mean, right now. I mean, I might eventually do a tutorial, but not in this video. I'm just kind of showing this off to you. Even though I'm not going to be doing a tutorial, I will be showing you guys how this thing kind of works. Like, trying my best to show you how it works. So let's start off with the brain of the clock. Right now it's deactivated, so it's not going to be running. But to activate, you just break this block. So I'll start that right now. The brain of the clock is essentially a timer. The number of items in this is, I believe, a 64 and 11. Let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, a 64 and 11 of items is going to be your sweet spot for the clock. And that is a 30-second clock. So every other time, it sends a pulse into the machine, causing a 1-minute change. So just keep that in mind. You do not want to make this any longer or shorter. If you're going to be building this, make sure you have that number of items. And then let's see. Let's just follow the pulse. After it comes out of this, it goes into this block. As you can see, it goes down there. And you can maybe just see the hint of leg. That was the number changing. So these are all droppers. And they move the item from dropper to dropper down every time they get a pulse. Now, the reason the repeaters are going to blocks is because if they go into the dropper, it powers 2 droppers at the same time, moving the item 2 down instead of just 1. So make sure they're going to blocks. Each repeater has 1 more tick than the last one. So the one at the very end has the least, and what the very start has the most. Because otherwise, you get a pulse that takes the item all the way down immediately. Now, you're probably asking, what does an item have to do with all this? How does an item change numbers? Well, that's where the comparators come in. The comparator senses the item in here, and if that changes real quick, you'll see it change. Yeah, there it goes. And then it changes to this one. So this is now displaying, I believe, maybe a 2, I think. No, this is displaying a 1. That's a 0. So when the comparator sends a signal into this block, it turns off the redstone torch. And just following the signal up, turning on this one, turning off this one, and turning on this one. This will go to this row of torches and power 2 of them, turning them off. Each of these torches corresponds to a segment on the clock. A clock is made up of 7 segments. So you can see like a 3 is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments. There are a total of 7 segments, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's going to be 1 right here and 1 right here. So that's 7 segments. If all 7 segments are activated, it makes an 8. Hope that makes sense. In this case, let's see, and then you can see it just changed. So now it's coming out of this one, powering this level. In this case, you can see if only these segments are powered. So let's see, this one, not the 3rd one, 4th one, 5th one, 6th one, but not the 7th one. As you can see, if those are powered, it will display a 2. You can see only 2 of the segments are missing. So that's how that whole thing works. Now, the reason there are hoppers up here is kind of cool. When the item gets all the way down to the end here, when the item gets put into this one from this one, 2 signals get sent out. This one sends a signal off to the tens hand. So this one controls the tens digit. And it's basically the same thing as this, only shorter, and controls different numbers just by different arrangements of repeaters. When the signal comes out here, it does that. But when the signal comes this way, turns off this redstone torch, turning off this redstone and repeater, turning on that redstone torch, causing this dropper that the item is in to throw it into the hopper. And the hopper just carries it down, because hopper into hopper into hopper into hopper, all the way down into the very first one again. Now, I'll explain what this bottom thing over here does later. After the signal goes down into this one, of course, same thing. I have this one backwards, so this is going to be the opposite facing of this. So this has the most ticks and that has the least ticks. This has the least ticks and that has the most ticks. I just have this thing reversed to make it easier. Otherwise, I might kind of have a thing where it goes all the way out there, and I don't want that. Because now, instead of the droppers facing this way, they're all facing that way. And the same thing over here. When the item gets put into here, it sends the whole thing back and puts it back at the start. And also sends a signal to the hour hand. And this one is the longest one because it's kind of confusing. It needs to be able to display, let's see, it needs to be able to display a 0. Well, this is actually a 1 for 1 o'clock, 2 for 2 o'clock, 3 for 3 o'clock, a 4, a 5, a 6, 7, 8, 9. That needs to be able to display a 0 as the tens hour digit displays a 1, so 0. And then a 1 for an 11. And then this one goes to a 2 for 12. And it goes all the way back down to 1. And this thing is the tens hour hand, I guess, if you call it that. This will display a, this can only display a 1 and a 0. Right now it's displaying a 0. And that one will display a 1 and it just sends it back. So let me just show you real quick. That's displaying a 0 and it's not going to be displaying at all because I just don't have it hooked up. Okay, now let me try to explain what these things underground do. I'll just show you on this one here. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and let me go to the other side to show you. This is the mechanism that resets the clock. So when you press that button to reset it back down to the lowest value, it comes into this circuit. This is where it comes from right here, all the way down right into here. This leads into that repeater, and that powers the whole line of redstone behind these repeaters right here. So that repeater down there powers all those. When all these get powered, it turns off these redstone torches, allowing these hoppers right here to take what wherever the item is, to take the item out of these droppers and push it all the way back down to this one right here, because the hoppers all lead into that one. And this one detects an item by comparator, repeater into a block coming out of here and sending it back into this, causing this thing to shoot it up into this. And this will display the lowest value. So that is how the reset number button works. And then the adjust number button works kind of easily, actually. This is the adjust number button. It sends it down this signal into a monostable circuit and into just this thing. So it just increases the number by 1. So that's actually very, very easy to do. And as you can see, this is how the signal gets down here by slime block, piston, stuff straight down. You have to be careful when doing this because you don't want to get a bud switch. So you have redstone block, air, block, and then redstone on top of it. And so when this gets one closer, it just powers this, powering the block, powering the piston. And by the way, these are sticky pistons, so they can retract. So as you can see, let me just press the button one time. So adjust number, it sends a signal down, and then they all retract, and then it changes the number. Okay, that's a lot of information. You're almost done though. I'm almost done explaining how this works. Like I said, each one of these torches corresponds to a different segment. And the way that works is each segment controls a different piston. And the piston is attached to slime blocks with redstone blocks on the ends to control different segments. So right now, this segment's extended, causing those redstone lamps to light up. And that one's extended, causing those redstone lamps to light up. And this one also extended, causing those redstone lamps to light up, making a 7. Okay, so that's the basics of how this thing works. I might eventually do a tutorial on this, but as right now, I hope that kind of explains it to you guys. If you think you got an idea of how to build this, then maybe let me know in the comments. Tell me if I did a good job. And I guess that's it, guys. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my latest Minecraft YouTube videos. I'll see you on the next one.